Hi, Tim Unkert here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Git on a Windows machine. So to do that, let's open up a browser here and we'll search for Git space SCM. And we go to this Git dash or git-sem.com. Click on that. And we're going to go to our downloads and we want to download for Windows. And I have a 64-bit computer, so I'm going to click on that and have that download. Okay, so my McAfee web advisor is scanning it to make sure it's safe. They're going to let me know if there's an issue. Didn't have any issues, so I'm going to click open. It's going to ask me to make changes to my device, and after that, this wizard's going to pop up. So I'm going to click next, and I'm going to keep this the same, the folder where it puts it in the program files /git. Let's click next. I'm going to keep all of this the same. Click next. Going to keep that the same. Click next. Okay, now we want to choose our editor that we use for Git. I have VS Code installed, so let's go ahead and say use Visual Studio Code as Git's default editor. Click next. I'm going to let Git decide this. Click next. I'm going to keep the recommended Git from command line and also from third-party software. Click next. I'm going to use the bundled open SSH, not the new function. Click next. I'm going to use this, the open SSL library, and click next. Use Windows style, commit Unix line endings. I'm going to, next. Use MINTTY default terminal. Yeah, we can use that, but you can also commit right from VS Code in the terminal there if you want to do it. Click next, fast forward or merge, rebase or only ever fast forward. I'm going to keep it on all the recommended here. Use the Git credential manager, click next, enable file system caching, click install. Okay, so a bunch of stuff. I'm just keeping the recommended stuff. If you want to change it and select something else, that's up to you, but I just keep with the recommended, so on and so forth. Okay, when it finishes, you can view the release notes if you want, but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to click finish. Now, you want to identify yourself on Git, so what I always do is I Google this, because I set up new machines all the time, but configure, and you'll see I search for this a lot. Configure Git username and email. Okay, so, and we got this Git config -- global user.name. Just copy that. Okay, so I'm going to, I gotta have the Git config. I'm gonna copy all that. Okay, so we're gonna copy this, and then just open up your command prompt. So type CMD, click open, and you can paste this in. And you're just going to change your name to whatever your name is here. You're going to put it in between quotes. For email, you just, instead of user.name, so you're going to do this, config your username, and then also do your user email, and then put in whatever email you use with GitHub, and go ahead and configure those. So I'm going to do those off camera, and I'll come on back once that's done. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done that. So now, globally, Git knows who I am. I can now exit out of here if I type exit correctly. And let's go. Let's search for Timothy Unkert, GitHub. Okay, and I'm going to click on this. And if I go, I've been doing my do nows here. So let's go to that repository. So I'm going to go and copy this. And let's open up VS Code here. And I'm going to close out whatever folder I have with Control-K-F in there. And let's actually go to here on the welcome page, clone Git repository. And you're going to paste in the URL. And it says the extension GitHub wants to sign in using GitHub. So I'm going to allow that go sign in off screen. Okay, so I've signed in off screen. Let me paste this in again. And now once I paste in the GitHub URL, I'm going to go to my desktop and create a folder for it. So this will be my infinite or my do nows that I'm working on. That's a silly name for it, but so I'm going to select as a repository destination. It's going to clone into that folder. You see it beeping in the background, but would you like to open the clone repository? So I'm going to click open. I say yes, I trust the authors, and now I can begin working on this. Now let's say I want to update something. So let me go to the README and let me just delete this. Boom. Okay. So now there's been a change to the file and senses it. So we go to source control here and I'll just say updated README. It's going to say there are no stage changes to commit. Would you like to stage all your changes and commit them directly? I'm going to say yes. And we're going to click OK. This is going to pop up. So I want to sign in with my browser because I've signed into GitHub. It's also going to ask me, would you like to, like Visual Studio Code, to periodically run git fetch? I'm going to say no for this. You can obviously make your choice otherwise. And let's see, I think it did push. All right, so if you go down to the repository, refresh, you see this message, updated README. If I go to the actual README, I had this as a test on the bottom. I deleted that. So now it looks like I'm all set up to start making changes in VS Code and commit to GitHub. If you like this video, it was helpful to you, please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't done so already. And I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.